Marnie Stern, episode 361. And with me now is none other than the mighty Marnie Stern. Marnie, welcome back.
Hello, I'm back.
It's only been about 6 months since we last talked, but you've been incredibly active. You had this whole tour. You played Tree Fort. You're back at it. It's the comeback kid. You're back at it. How's it feeling? How's everything going?
You said it. It's great. I am busier than ever. I've been touring a bunch. I'm setting up to do dates with Quasi. I'm going to open up for Quasi for a couple weeks on these East Coast dates this summer. I just on this last tour, we did a bunch of, besides regular shows, we did a bunch of videos for different podcasts, and we did this Fender Presents thing that came out today, which I'm excited about. We played a song for them, and that was very fun in LA.
That was Plain Speak, I think, right? That you did?
Speak, and it's just, everything's been going really, really great. It's very fun to be back out with all the fans and talking to them, because it's been a decade and everyone else has lived for that long extra too, and so talking to them about their lives is cool. You know, they're like, oh, I saw you 10 years ago here, I saw you 10 years ago there.
Right. People have lives that continue on, even if it's not in the public view or with a one-on-one engagement. No, I think it's fantastic. First of all, I'm so psyched for that Quasi tour because, first of all, I missed them last time. We were playing the same night across town, which is super annoying. But that's my favorite Quasi record, and I think that they're such a gem of a band, and that's two great tastes that taste great together, if you know what I mean.
That's right.
You know, we got into a lot of the stuff last time about the guitar player lists and things along those lines. Any of those guys come calling, and those guitar player magazines, are they're doing cover pieces yet? Because they ought to be. You need me to? I'll rough them up for you if you need.
You do it.
I will.
Do it. Now, I wouldn't mind going back to those old days.
Yeah.
Get the president in.
I'll make myself look big. And the reason why is because it's like, I think it's such a hell of a record, and even absent of context of the other records, I think it works super well. And I did see the Fender thing, and it just reminded me, because I haven't seen you play in a while, than on YouTube. It's like, you have a unique style, and that's what those kinds of things should be about. Is, oh, can you play this Eric Clapton blues lick? Sure, you can. Why would you do that? You know, like, it's ridiculous.
Exactly. We were talking about last time also the content dump of everything everywhere, and it's because I'm more focused on it now and it's in my face. I see the content dump of music, and boy, oh boy, it's
a lot, isn't it? It's a lot.
It's you know, I'm trying to be patient with it all, but it's so homogenous. It's so, also, where's my rock and roll? What's going on?
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Like, and there's so many, hey y'all, and like just people addressing the camera with, okay, why is this? Yeah. Why am I looking at it? I don't care about this.
I did this panel for Grammy U, which was something about live television, and the audience was all kids. And I was talking, I was like, you know, Guns N' Roses, and they were shaking their heads no, like they didn't know what that was. And, you know, I was naming all these rock bands, and rock is not cool right now, and it's such a bummer.
I've been trying to figure that out. And what I was thinking about is that when the Iron Man movies used AC/DC, right? Like AC/DC suddenly had this huge generational resurgence. Like, oh, AC/DC is pretty good. And it's like, welcome to the party. How you had Iron Man had to tell you that? Like, what? Like, AC/DC is good.
I would figure they must know that from their parents, but maybe the younger generation of parents did not listen to it either.
Yeah, I found out AC/DC from my dad just playing like Back in Black, and it'd be like, wow, this is
Yeah,
cool. What is this?
or turning on a radio from a decade for 2 decades.
And then later on, I like listened to like okay, Powerage and like the more, and I was like, oh god, this is great. There's like no hits on this, but this like rules.
Yeah.
But but I wonder if maybe that's what it needs is like there needs to be like some other delivery system that like reaches the closest thing we have to a monoculture to have a resurgence.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't know the answer. We're not going to figure it out on this show necessarily, but
Is it dead?
What if we did figure it on this show? How would that be? That would be pretty good.
Nothing. Well, we'd figure it out, and then nothing would happen. But
well, okay. How are you? So with when you're out and playing, and you're getting out into areas that you haven't been for quite some time, like, are you? Is it? And are you playing with local bands and things along those? Like, are you seeing new music that's when you're playing? I imagine Treefort, at least, you're going to see a bazillion, just by nature of walking from point A to point B, you're going to like be exposed to a lot of music.
yeah. I played with this band Miss Cummings in Tacoma, and they've been around for a while, but they were really good. And yeah, we've been playing good on good bills. It's what can I say about seeing all of it's great. I mean, anyone making live music, it's great. But I'd say the punk vibe is more prominent than the rock vibe. And I'm a blend of the two. So, I mean, I just keep going back to the rock thing because it's upsetting to me.
I will subscribe to your newsletter. I'm with you. Like it's something where it's like, why isn't there more? There's like I could name like the 5 great rock bands right now, and like 4 of them no one's heard of. So,
well, also, I'm just not that into just this pleasant. Look, we talked a lot about last time about how just the vibe, the pleasant vibe.
yeah.
I don't want a pleasant vibe. I don't care about that.
I'm not looking for pleasantry either. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, to me, it's the equivalent of when years ago we'd have to wait on the call waiting or being put on hold and just having elevator music. It's just basically the same to me. Like, I'm just not interested in moody pleasantry. Who cares? But that's
God, you're just yes. Again, I'm 100% on board with you. But I think the only thing you can really do, right, is sort of lead by example, because there are examples like there's like bands like Idols and stuff like that where okay, they're coming from a perspective of I know the bands that they listen to, and they're exposing these kids to weirder music. Nothing to be mad about there. I'm 100% for that.
totally.
People sometimes take weird lessons from that, and that can come out in interesting ways, and then come out in ways that are pretty cool.
Who else besides Idols is doing it?
Well, that was my example. Let's see. Is it a higher level? Let's see. I mean, I guess there's always Queens of the Stone Age, right? I mean, I wasn't insane about the new last record, but they're doing it. Good for them,
That's nuts that we can't think of. Well, I'm sure there are plenty.
I can think of plenty of bands, but not like famous, like big, like packing huge stadiums or like larger amphitheaters, something along those lines bands. I can think of plenty of great club bands like that. Don't get me wrong there. But there is, as an ambassador of rock, Marnie Stern, I appreciate that you're out there doing the work. Because I think you do it well, and I think you are leading by example, and that's what it's all about.
We salute you.
For those about to rock, indeed.
Yeah, but I've been having a ton of fun, and it's I can't tell you, it's really, really been fun because once I get back home, I'm back in my boring world. So it's just great to go out to all these places to play.
Well, I'm just very excited to actually get to see you play again because it's been a long time, and I will be front and center
Woo!
at the show with Quasi for sure because I'm
Cool.
ready. I'm ready for it. Marnie, thank you so much for
Cool.
being a part of this 10-year anniversary show for Protonic Reversal because it's a important
Woo!
long time, man. It's a long time.
It's a lot of work
It
you've done. Wonderful.
some episodes more than others, but
Yeah, but be very proud of that.
I am, and I appreciate people being engaged with it. I don't ever take it lightly.
How do you feel? Do you feel accomplished? Do you feel satisfied? Decade?
I feel jazzed. I feel good about it. I just also, I mentioned in the intro for this show, I have the thing where I want to constantly be doing better and topping myself to a certain degree. So it's like, what can I do that would be interesting? And so I had this idea of basically making this patchwork quilt of talking to a bunch of people in these short intervals of folks that I've liked talking to over the years. And I think it's cool. We'll see. But holy crap, is it a lot of work? Why do all the things that I do require so much work? I don't know. But I
Stay busy.
I want to do something that's special. I want to do something that's interesting. I want to do something that pushes the boundaries a little bit. So that was the idea behind it. And the last thing I'm asking people is, Protonic Reversal, 10 years. Now, is that not long enough, too long, or just right? What do you think?
For you?
Yeah.
It's not long enough. No. Go the distance.
There we go. That's from the comeback kid herself, Marnie Sturd. Thank you so much. Appreciate you being part of the show.